personally believe that there is an objective truth out there. And I know that we're all concerned about physical wars between nations, but something even bigger than that has been going on in history, and this is the battle between truth and deception. Daniel 11 is one of the most astonishing prophetic chapters in the Bible. People are like, how can you trust the book? Well, its historical accuracy is so precise that many skeptics argue that it must have been written after the events happened. But Daniel was already known before many of these events unfolded. That means Daniel 11 is not history pretending to be prophecy, it is prophecy that became history. The chapter begins with Persia, then Greece, Alexander the Great, who rises rapidly, suddenly he dies, and his kingdom is divided into 4 parts, just as history records. Then Daniel describes the long conflict between the king of the north and the king of the south that will follow. From a Jewish perspective, at first these represent literal kingdoms. Syria is in the north of Israel and Egypt is in the south. But as the prophecy progresses, the conflict becomes bigger than geography. The kings of the north represent today and in the future powers that promote distorted false worship, like Babylon that was on the north of Israel, commanding the world to bow before a golden image. Worship redirected from God to human power enforced by political pressure. And the kings of the south represents a rejection of God, like Egypt to the south of Israel that was saying, ha ha, who is your God? Atheistic powers today, like communism, that taught us that all of these years that there is no God and to believe is a sign of weakness, until we saw the misery and hopelessness of living a life without God. So according to the prophecies in Daniel 11, these 2 powers, false religious political powers and atheistic powers, will continue fighting with each other until the end, when Jesus comes back to put an end to sin. According to Daniel 11, it's not about empires fighting empires, but it's about spiritual warfare between worship and truth. And it's not between just north and south, but it's about truth versus deception. And this is why I am reading my Bible, so that I know the truth and I am not deceived.